see plain in AMG. Let it rain on me. On my head, boys, I'm on my knees like that. Lord, please pray for me. Save your grace for me. Say, boy, what you want?
This Lion fan base have been craving home playoff football since this building opened in 2002, and they've got it today at Ford Field in Detroit. The second of 3 games here on this Sunday. We continue with Super Wild Card Weekend here on EA Sports. And the opening kickoff will not be returned, as that will be a touchback. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't get in.
It's zone defense right away here defensively, and I know that these linebackers and DBs are going to be tested throughout. They passed the first test, though. This one falls incomplete.
Second and 10. They'll run with a former LSU Tiger. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Third play here, this opening drive, as they're up against a 3rd and 5. They'll set up to throw. And that is incomplete.
That's the first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Fair catch called. It's taken in right at the 20-yard line. A 41-yard punt there with no return, and the Lions will take over. A man who was the Georgia State High School Player of the Year in 2020. Here's Jahmyr Gibbs. Showing off the quick feet that time and getting forward for a pickup of 3 yards.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
Rolling to his left. And that's to Amon-Ra St. Brown. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. First down for the Lions on a nice pickup of 18 yards.
As a general rule, offensive linemen like to know where their quarterback's going to be when he's setting up to throw the football. But sometimes they just have to get on the run, get on the move. He was able to do that on that play and picks up a first down with a nice throw.
Now inside the 25. Touchdown, Detroit. Jahmyr Gibbs, 59 yards. And the Lions will strike first here, this wild card matchup. point after, right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And not willing to risk a return. This ball is going to come out to the 30-yard line. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And the first drive, 3 and out. Second possession, see if they can get a little momentum.
And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling out process. You have some plays that you've got called and you want to see how defense reacts. It may not go terrific on the first one. Now they're ready to go. They've kind of got a look at them, got a sense. Let's see if they open things up a little bit.
If they open things up, let's see what the defense does here, too, after a good stop. That's over the middle and caught by Pearsall. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Back to throw here. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. That's complete. It's Brandon Ayuk. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Flush to his right. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down. He'll drop to throw. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. They're going to look to throw. And he's got it. It's going to be a nice pickup, but he also takes a pretty good lick at the end of that one. Good yardage on first down. Now can they punch it in on 2nd and goal? And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Well, Brandon, we see why it's a team game there, because there's a sigh of relief that they just released defensively. If he's able to get that one away, that's likely a touchdown. But instead, that pressure from the front got to him and forced the incompletion.
You're right. He had him open, just a split second too late on the release. They'll run here on 3rd and goal. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. He'll look to throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had the play call on 4th and goal, but it's dropped in the end zone. And the Lion defense able to come up there with a goal line stand. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Well, just 2 series in here, Charles, but everything's gone to script so far. They got a touchdown on their first drive. Their defense holds, and now they've got a chance to take a 2-score lead.
And to co-sign with you, exactly the start they scripted up. And really, that kind of start, that can set the tone for the game for them.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. To throw from his end zone, Morrison throws a quick hitter on the slant. That's complete. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Here comes 3rd and about a foot. Gibbs will try and pick it up. And that'll hurt the average a bit, as this time they're able to get him behind the line. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4th. Here comes the Lions punter now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. And taken at the 46. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Nice punt, but good work on the return to get back 11 yards. And the Niners set up well. They take over 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Yes, sir. How about an attaboy there on 1st down? Got his hand in and knocked it away.
Now a 2nd and 10. They'll set up a throw. Oh, and that is incomplete.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out high. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Flushed out right. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Kirby Joseph. And the Lions are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open?
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They start near midfield following the interception as they begin 1st and 10. Drive starts with a run from Gibbs, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Well, let's face it, that's just a helpless feeling for a running back there. He's looking up to find a hole, and all he finds is a whole lot of ticked-off linebacker.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Counter play. Here's Gibbs. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. Here's 3rd and 9. Looking to throw. Morrison. He had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent. And that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
And this one will wind up being down just outside of that 20-yard line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
And incomplete, a drop there in the middle 3rd of the field. That'll bring up 2nd down. They'll look to throw here. Connects with Kittle underneath. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. The Niners on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This time it's 3rd and 3. And he is going to have a 49ers 1st down by about 3 yards or so as they wind up getting 7 there on 3rd and 4.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a 1st down.
Back to throw again. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. So after the sack, here's 2nd and 14. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. That's over the middle and caught by Ayuk.
That's a good bounce-back play right there after taking a sack on 1st down. Didn't quite get it to the marker, but now they're in a much better spot for a 3rd and short yardage call through the offensive coordinator. You like looking at that section a heck of a lot better than trying to figure out 3rd and long.
After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. They'll try to run this one in. They're able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop him right around the 1. 2 minutes to play here in this first half of the NFL playoffs. Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal. Well, it looks like they'll move things around here. On 2nd and goal, they'll give it to him again. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. And it's intercepted at the goal line. And the Lions will take over here at their own 12-yard line. But the defense, Charles, they bit a little bit, but they did not break. And then on 3rd and goal there, the huge interception.
Think of the momentum they're carrying with them right now, Brandon, because in their mind, whether they want to admit it or not, they were conceding 3 points. Their goal was to keep them out of the end zone, not give up a touchdown. Instead, they give up nothing. What a big-time play and a big-time stop by them.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And not an abundance of time remains on the clock, Charles, but you would think more than enough to try to extend this lead before intermission.
And when you're talking about extending the lead, I think you're talking about aiming for the end zone because there is plenty of time for that. The fallback is to get 3. But in your mind, you put 6 on the board right before the half. That's a heck of a dagger and great momentum to carry into the locker room.
2nd down, and they go back to Gibbs. And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Here is 3rd down and 4. Operating from the gun, Morrison. Pass taken in by his big tight end. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. He's got it complete to Gibbs. And a little spin cycle, room to run now. And he is finally forced out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. A big play there just before halftime. 49 yards. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Back to throw. Morrison. Over the middle, and there's a diving catch. The Lions now are going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. They'll look to throw again. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. The Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. Ball on the 8. It's 2nd and 4. Again, he'll drop to throw. He's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. Ross St. Brown as the first half is winding down. And the Lions will extend their lead here just before halftime. Extra point attempt to follow here. And it's good to make it 14-0. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback. And we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot. And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable second down.
Connects with Kittle underneath. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. And Kittle going to have a 49ers first down as he'll get this up to the 43. And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the second quarter. And they'll send the tight end in motion. They'll throw now on the final play. And that one too high and incomplete. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. One of these two teams about to play their final half of the season as we're back at it in this NFC wildcard bout. And we will not have a run back here as the second half starts with a touchback. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they're in the position they expected to be in. They've got the lead, home crowd behind them, and they're looking toward making that next step in these playoffs.
And I think a key for them is to put together some good, long, extended drives. Work the run in a little more with that big offensive line. I'm not saying get away from throwing the football. That's still working. But if they run it more effectively, they may get even bigger plays in the passing game.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Looking to throw. Morrison. Eluding the pressure right. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation.
Off partner just a second earlier, and they might have had him because they certainly thought they were going to close in and drop him behind the line of scrimmage, but he had just enough time to dodge the pressure, and he ends up getting yardage before being stopped.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. That is caught. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a 3rd here, and it's good for a 1st.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
I think he's as fine with that incompletion as a quarterback can be, in all honesty. He avoided his first sack of the game, and he did have a chance of connecting for yardage, just unable to on that throw.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And that's hauled in by St. Brown over the middle. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers 43. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a 3rd here, and it's good for a 1st. Inside 4 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. And it's 2nd down.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
Operating from the gun, Morrison. That's caught. It's Sam Laporta. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers 28. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a first down. Off play action. Morrison rolling to his right. And that one's going to be off target and incomplete.
It sort of looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
Off the play fake. Morrison. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the 49ers are going to get the football here as he gets this up past the 20-yard line. So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the third quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in, coming out to start this third quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. He'll get this into the hands of Ayuk. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. He'll look to throw. Going for the deep ball. And that's caught inside the 30. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Ricky Pearsall, 67 yards. And the Niners have got it back to within a score. Extra point splits the uprights. And that'll make our score 14-7. The 49ers ready to kick it away, and here we go. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And their lead cut in half by that touchdown a moment ago. They are up 7 as they begin this drive 1st and 10. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Look, all any running back wants is a little bit of room, a little bit of space in order to maneuver. But he also understands how difficult it is for his offensive line up front. So if they give him any space, he realizes his job to make more out of it than what they give him. Picks up 3 on that carry.
And this will wind up the Lions' first down as the tackle made at about the 43-yard line.
And in a situation like this, you're in the second half with the lead, trying to get to the division round. They're going to let him do his thing on the ground, and that's a great run there to pick up a first down.
Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10. Another run for Gibbs here. A little juke. And give him about 5 as he gets this up to the 48-yard line.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Quick hitter here. It's complete. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Straight ahead with Gibbs here. He'll get this down to the 38. 1 quarter remains in this NFC wild card matchup. From the 38 now, here's 2nd and 6. Back to throw. Morrison. And that throw behind his man, he missed him, incomplete.
It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he sensed being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. From the gun on third down, Morrison. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 26. That'll give him 60 yards receiving now as he's got a first down. Looking to throw. Morrison. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. A great effort there. 26 yards. And the Lions have opened up a 2-touchdown lead here this fourth quarter. Extra point right down the middle. And it's now 21-7. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. If they want to advance in this divisional round, look, obviously the time is now. Trailing here in the fourth as they go to work on a crucial drive, 1st and 10. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. And this one is incomplete.
And they're at the point of the ball game now where they've got to take some chances. They've got to put the ball in the air and just see what happens. But this defense knows that all too well.
The offense on third down, 3 for 7 so far in this game. This is 3rd and 16. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And it's going to be batted down. It will go the other way with the football. The Niners go for it, but it doesn't work out. And the Lions will get the football back in terrific field position. 1st and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look. Gibbs straight ahead. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
Good push from the offensive line, and they've done well so far to build this lead. Now, they've got to get things to the finish line. And that's a solid pickup there to begin the drive.
Second down, and they go back to Gibbs. Oh, he put it on the carpet, a fumble. And that will get out of bounds. Lucky there. They keep possession inside the 5. Thankfully for the offense, a fortuitous bounce there on the fumble goes out of bounds because they're down here in the red zone. You don't want to lose one there.
You don't want to lose one, and the best part, because it went out of bounds, they retain possession, still have an opportunity to put points on the board.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. Touchdown! Dawson Knox, an 11-yard touchdown. And the Lions continue to show why it pays to play at home in the postseason as they add on to their lead. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They are most likely staring at a cold end to their season here in this wild card round. Nothing has gone right so far, and they are to be frank, in desperation mode now as they begin with a 1st and 10. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it, and it's 2nd down. They'll set up to throw. And that's caught inside the 35. And he makes it all the way down to the 13-yard line. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a 1st down in the red zone. And he's going to be dropped back at the 15-yard line. Multiple players getting home for the 1-yard sack. After the sack, here's 2nd and 11. They'll drop to throw. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And the 49ers are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line. The throw here right sideline falls incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
And this is going to be intercepted. Carlton Davis picks it, and the Lions are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. Well, field goals probably aren't going to cut it at this point. This was touchdown or bust, and unfortunately for them, it turned out to be bust.
Yeah, they're feeling like they've got to force the issue here, maybe take some chances they wouldn't have earlier in the game. But give credit to this defense. They've really stood tall throughout, and they come up with the interception in the end zone. Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And this defense here going to burn their 2nd timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. Here's 3rd and 7. Back to throw. Morrison. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have the Lions 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. And normally you might say start running the football. You've got the lead here in the 4th quarter, but the way that they've passed it with such success, I don't know, maybe keep throwing it.
Yeah, I think you brought up something that goes against conventional wisdom, right? In this stage of the game, you would think you would switch to a running attack, but you're exactly right. They've thrown it so well throughout the game, and trusting this quarterback, I think you continue to do so.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. On the give, here's Gibbs. That's a good acceleration.